Thank you. Got it. Now, okay, and am I co-host?
You are.
All right. Thank you so much, Janet. Really appreciate it. So hi everybody. I am happy to be back, and I'm sorry I missed last week. We're going to make up this class, that class from last week. I guess it'll be like the beginning of August, maybe.
Oh, were you going to push it till August? I had it for July. So do you want to push it to August?
July. Yes, absolutely. Let's just tag it on the end.
It'll be July 5th.
July 5th.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, July 5th.
Over on when we go to the beach, there's only it's for sale.
Okay, somebody needs to mute.
How much?
Who's going to the beach? They need to mute.
Oh, yeah.
Can you mute everybody, Jamie?
Oh, 11,500, 11,500,000.
I'll try. Hold on. I think Janet just muted everyone. Thanks, Janet. Okay, so there are many times I use my phone throughout my day and I don't even think about it anymore. It's just become part of my daily routine. And part of that is using my phone to encourage me to get out there and get some exercise. And there are many ways that the phone can just be integral to that. And if you read any book on health or listen to a podcast on health, they say the easiest way to do that is by forming a habit. So if you're, and I'm sure a lot of you already use your phones to count your steps, and you can glance down. If you have your phone on your side and your new shoulder strap or in your pocket, and you go for a walk, or even if you're walking around the house or doing house cleaning or whatever, if you have your phone on you, it will count your steps. And you can challenge yourself to say, oh, well, I walked 2,500 steps yesterday, maybe I'm going to try to go for 3,000. And so I think that is the most basic way a phone can help you increase healthy habits. And but there are many, many other things, and there are many fun things you can do with your phone that kind of have to do with healthy lifestyle and kind of don't. So I've kind of pulled them all together for today. And I've used a lot of different resources from the town of Nantucket's website to Apple sites to the New York Times articles, and nonprofit organizations on Nantucket that offer fabulous walking trails. So we're going to start. I guess what I'm going to do is share my power presentation here. And I hope everything works out in terms of sharing today. Always a challenge. All righty. So the iPhone can be used in many ways to encourage us to go for a walk, identify birds we see, spot the space shuttle as it passes overhead at night. That's really fun to like get up, get an alert on your phone, or the space shuttle's going to pass over your house and you can run out and see it go. You can get exercises you can do in your living room, find new places to explore on Nantucket and take some photos on the way, and you can even share your adventures. The first place I wanted to show you is the town of Nantucket. Let me make this slightly bigger. The town of Nantucket has some amazing maps, and in the notes that I sent out are links to these maps. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to this link here. Hopefully, yeah, it's sharing it. And this is the town of Nantucket's GIS maps. It's an amazing service that they have one person, or they used to just have one person that creates all these maps. And a lot of them have to do with building regulations and various districts like the Nantucket Cottage Hospital Overlay District. And these are all PDFs, the Fire Resistant Shingles Overlay District. But if you go oh, this is water resources maps, which is, it's an important thing on Nantucket. But if you go all the way down, you sort of get to this miscellaneous part. And the one that caught my eye was the Nantucket Trail Network worksheet. And it shows sidewalks, bike paths, and approved trails. And if you're a fan of maps, you'll have fun looking at these maps and figuring out, if you're on Nantucket, where you live and where maybe some walking trails that you don't know about exist. So this map shows you bike paths, sidewalks, trails, and then in purple is town land and the green is conservation land. So I just think this is there's somebody, I've got to admit them. That's a really cool map, I think. And there are other maps that we can use too, but this is sort of a big general overview of our little island. So go back. Then there's the Nantucket Conservation Foundation land bank maps, and they have all of these trails and guides that go with these trails. And if you go to their website, you will you can read history on all of these trails and also get maps that go with them. So let's see here. This is the Nantucket Conservation Guide. And there are property maps here. And all of these have individual trails that you can follow. So let's say we wanted to go to the middle, well, everybody knows where Tuppence Links is. So let's go to Tuppence Links. And here's some information about it. And where is the map?
Right
Oh,
there.
Somebody say something? Well, here's the map. Here's the little map, but there's also a trail map for it too somewhere, which I know I have a link to. That you can tap on it and it will say, it will give you drive to directions to the trailhead. So we'll find that. Where is that map? Is it one of these? Here's Swamp. Oh, here it is. Download the trail guide. So what I did was I went to this same site and I clicked on one of these pictures, Swamp, and it says download the trail guide. Here are some information about the area and download the trail guide. And you can download it onto your phone. And that way you'll have it with you as you go. No, this is not it. Oh, here it is. So you'll download it onto your phone. But there's another one that I'm going to show you. I'm sure it's in these notes. Okay. So that's what we have there. I'm going to close this. All right. So people are pretty used to using Google Maps and Apple Maps when they're driving. You can also use Google Maps and Apple Maps when you're walking. And I've done this in big cities. I've done this in Paris. I've done this in Spain. When I'm in a new city like Barcelona or Madrid, and you just want to walk around but kind of want to know where you are too, or where your hotel is, you can use this app too, but you can also use it on Nantucket. So
Jane,
yeah.
Jerry, do you have an opinion as to one being more effective than another? does Apple's map setup address different issues in Google?
I use them both, Jerry.
Okay.
Frequently, like if I'm driving off island and I want a traffic information or backup information, I prefer Google Maps. It's easier to get alternate routes on Google Maps. But around Nantucket, I use just Apple Maps, just maps. Yeah. But I think it's a good thing to be familiar with both, because it even deepens your understanding of how an app like this works. And you'll get a deeper, you'll get confidence in like, oh, here's an app I've never seen before, but I can figure this out. It might be slightly different, but I can use my brain and figure it out. And that's why I think it's good to be bilingual.
No, sit down.
Oh, I think somebody needs to mute, maybe Penny. Okay, there we go. So I am going to show you how this works. I'm going to do a new share on my phone. 1, 2. There we go. So as you know, I live in Nantucket. And let's say I wanted to walk to Nantucket Beach from where I am. I am going, there goes the shuttle. I am going to find Apple Maps. Now my apps have moved around a little bit. There it is, Apple Maps. I've been adding things so I can show you. So all my little apps have moved. And so it takes me a little bit of time to find stuff. Here's Maps. And you can see that's me, that I'm the blue dot. I'm the blue dot. So I am going to tap into search maps, and I'm just going to type in Nantucket Beach. You can see that things pop up. So Nantucket Beach is 0.3 miles. I'm going to get directions. Am I going too fast?
No.
Okay, directions. And now this is where I can pick whether I want to drive there, walk there. You can't take public transportation. I could bike there, or what is this one? Let's see.
Hitchhike?
Uber,
Oh,
Uber, $10 to get to Nantucket Beach to walk a quarter of a mile.
oh,
Okay.
Lord.
So here I have it. I'm here. It's going to take me 7 minutes to go 0.3 miles. And then I would tap go. And it will give me directions. And right now my Apple Watch is vibrating because it's telling me go straight. It's telling me to go straight. And then it'll vibrate a different way and it will tell me to make a right or make a left. So it's pretty cool.
Janie, does it tell you that Nantucket Beach is closed?
It does not.
Because there's a 6-foot drop and you
I
can't get
know.
off the beach unless
Yeah.
you are a caterpillar or something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
new.
Did they close the parking lot too?
The
No,
park,
no,
what I don't
the parking lot has been resized. That enormous tree trunk that's 40 feet long is now up on the old parking lot, and there's a fence behind it and between that and where you park. If you go around the corner on the internal street, they bush hog the new parking area, which you can at least put your car in. You can't see the water from there.
It's funny because they had to close the beach because there was no way to get down there, but then they increased the size of the parking lot. So we'll see.
Well, a lot of people go to the beach at night and don't need to see the water, you understand?
Good point. Yeah, I guess they could kind of set their chairs up right on the ledge. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Oh, this is a good one. Act trails. All right. So I have to set my phone so that it never goes to sleep. I've done this a million times. I'm going to go to settings and I'm going to go down to display and brightness here. And I have my phone set to go to sleep after 2 minutes, or they call it auto lock, but it goes to sleep. So I'm going to, I don't want it to go to sleep because it will disconnect from Zoom. So I'm going to tell it never disconnect. Now I've done this a million times. I've forgotten to undo this, and my battery is about depleted at 4 p.m. in the afternoon because it just never goes to sleep. And that's not good for your battery, by the way. Okay, so getting back to our home screen, the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, this is in your notes. The Nantucket Conservation Foundation has an app and it's called Act Trails. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you in the App Store.
Before you do that, do you have any other suggestions about what's good for your battery?
Yeah. Shall we take a detour today? Would that be okay?
Yeah, good question. I'm always running out by 4 o'clock. in the
Okay, I'm going to
afternoon.
give you 3 quick tips. I hope that there are quick tips. Tip number 1, go to settings, display and brightness, and make sure that your auto lock is set for 2 or 3 minutes. 30 seconds is really annoying. You might be able to handle 1 minute. To me, it's like 2 minutes is like the minimum amount of time. It's just, I can't stand it. That's tip 1.
Where do you get auto lock? I don't see it on my settings.
Okay. So here we are at settings.
Yep,
Go down to display and brightness.
got it.
Tap that. Scroll down to auto lock.
Mine's 2 minutes. Is that too long?
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. Okay, tip 2. If you're sure you do not use Bluetooth, right here in settings, it's right under home base. Sort of, this is home base of settings. If you're sure you do not use Bluetooth, you can turn that off. That will save your battery.
Jane, what would be quick ideas as to whether you're using Bluetooth or not? Connection to the car is one.
Connection to the car, like a Siri, a speaker in your house that you might listen to music through your phone.
Okay,
Also, Jerry, you can just turn it off, and then if you run into
turn
a
it back on,
problem,
right?
you
Yeah.
can turn it back on. It's not
No,
a
it's
big
ju-
deal.
I like to know what's coming at me when I don't think about it,
Yeah, yeah. And then the other thing you can do is this. I'm going to go back to my home screen and I'm going to get my control center open. And on your control center, it might be you slide, if you do not have a home button, you slide down and your control center opens. Or if you have another kind of phone that has a home button, I think it's, you take your thumb way down at the bottom and scroll up like that. You touch the screen and you'll get the control center. So there are 2 ways to get to the control center. On my phone, I go up, down. Now, there is battery saving right here. Here's a little icon for battery saving. You click on this, that is in low power mode. My low power mode is on. And that will extend your phone tremendously, tremendously. And all that means is when you have it on, it won't check for updates as frequently. It won't check for emails as frequently. It won't send message. It won't kind of ask for information as frequently. And that really will save your battery a lot.
Jamie, I don't have that battery on my control screen. I have an iPhone 7.
Okay, so another way to get to the same place is you click on settings. And you go down to battery. There's battery.
Oh,
And click on that, and you can turn on low power mode here. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that I could go into about battery health, but I'm going to move on to our healthy living topic today. But this would be a fun place for anybody who's really interested in, learning about their battery to explore this area. Because you
Jane,
really
could I
learn a
ask
lot.
just a quick iteration? Is it possible, because I don't have the battery icon on my, whatever that page was, control center.
control.
Can you actually draw it bring it forth onto the control center?
Mhm.
Could you show us that? Because that would be a quicker way to get at this issue.
Okay, so what we do is we go to home base in our settings. And then we find the control center. There it is. It's under general. And we tap on control center. And make sure this access within apps is turned on. And then scroll down. And if you do not have that battery in your control center, it will be, we're under more controls, and you'll find the battery icon, and you would just click on the plus, and that will add it to your control center.
Jamie, what does this disable in case we forget to get rid of low power mode? What would we find happening if we forget to put it back where it was regular power?
Okay, as when you charge your phone and it gets over 70% charged, low battery mode turns itself off.
I've had that happen and I
Yeah.
didn't even know that it.
So it'll turn itself off. Okay,
Jane, does it come on automatically when you go below 70%?
no, it will send you up a little window that says, do you want to turn it on?
Okay. But it doesn't activate going down. Like you said, it deactivates when it goes up.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, that's a good distinction, yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All righty, so ACT Trails. The foundation currently owns, maintains, and preserves nearly a third of the island. Isn't that awesome? And they made an app so you could get to know it, and it's ACT Trails. I'm going to go to the App Store to find it. So go to the App Store and down. I don't know if everybody can see my mouse wiggling, but it's in the lower right-hand corner. Jerry, can you see where that mouse is wiggling?
I
You're
see the
muted.
tip of the mouse. It
Okay,
looks
it's
like it's
right
next to
under
something
here.
called set. Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, it's right under here. There's a little search thing. I'm going to tap on that,
Okay.
and I'm just going to write ACT Trails, one word. ACT Trails, search, and there it is. I think it deserves more stars. Oh, but look at this. We also have Visit Nantucket. I don't know what that is. Somebody could call Nantucket. A lot of these are fresh Nantucket, food and drink. I guess Nantucket is, oh, there's Martha's Vineyard Trails. But anyway, I digress. So here it is, ACT Trails, and I'm going to open it up because I've already downloaded it. Alan, I'm sure you know about this stuff, right? Oh, you're muted. You're, I'm gonna,
Yeah, there we go. Yes, I do.
yeah. Do you have any recommendations for us?
Oh, there's so many good trails. Over the years, we've laid out 40, I think there are 40, and that's just on foundation properties. You add in the land bank properties, the Mass Audubon trails that are all interconnected. And that's one of the projects that we're working on now, both the land bank, the Conservation Foundation are, we're working on an island-wide network of trails, and we're incorporating them into this Act Trails app. The next stage is going to be a trail guide where there'll be a book, because a lot of people don't want to pull out their phone and all that sort of thing. But we will be putting some URL codes around on different places where you can snap a picture and get some information on them.
Oh, Alan, that sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Now, would you say that this app, I mean, since there might be other apps, is this app going to be sort of the master app, kind of the?
For Nantucket, yes, mainly because the Land Bank and the Conservation Foundation have recently signed an agreement as far as this app is concerned, so that we will have, we'll start showing trails of the different conservation organizations all on the single app.
That's fabulous. Oh, I'm so glad that you could tell us about that. That's really exciting. So which should I, which one should I click on, Alan?
Well, gee, that's a hard choice. I would say the Middle Moors. That's
Middle Moors. Okay, I'll find it. Middle Moors. And you know, that's an area that I'm just not familiar with at all.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
really the heart of the island. There you go.
Okay,
Right.
here it is.
The other thing you do, Janie, is search. There was a search function on that.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is what I was talking about. This is fabulous. You can drive to the trail. You can get driving directions to the trail. You can begin the trail. Now, they also give you an alert for connectivity on this trail. So I wonder, and I don't know, but I would love to try it, if you can download this to your phone and use it as you walk. That would be fabulous. I don't know. I'm going to have to experiment and try this. So it says it's
We've tried it in a couple of places during when we were in refugees from COVID.
Yeah.
And we got the maps, but we couldn't tell where we were on the trail.
okay. Okay. Now, thank you, Alice. So I see this line here, and whenever you see a line like that, it means you can go up or down. And so if I pull this up, now you could easily have missed this. You can see that the length of the trail is almost 4 miles, good for dog walking, good for running, uneven grassland, there's forest. You can share your pictures. Oh, look at this. You can download the trail, Alice. Fabulous. So I'm going there because I just don't know this area very much at all. I know the West End really well.
Janie, can I add a comment?
Yeah.
The various entities have been clear cutting most of these huge fields as fire breaks and protection from fire expansion. And when we were out there last year in the wintertime, the line of sight in the middle of moors, and Alan knows all about this, is extraordinary. You can see forever in all these different directions. You couldn't do that before because of the scrub oak, but that's all been removed except for special places. And it's extraordinarily beautiful.
Mm. Now, are these trails loops, Ellen? I mean, if you drove to a trail and you parked your car and you went for a walk,
Right.
would it loop around, or would you just turn around and go back?
Yes, they're all set up as loops. These trails, I would say nearly all the trails were created for this Mornings for Members program. And over the years, I've laid out over 30 different trails, always a loop. And sometimes the loops will interconnect. So if you want to go for, say, instead of a 2-hour walk or a 1-hour walk, you want to go for longer, you can connect these loops together. And particularly in the middle moors, also smooth hummocks, which is the area around the golf course at Maya Comet. And of course, the West End trails as well, out at Head of the Plains, Sanford Farm, Sanford Meadows, which is the land bank side of it. There are just numerous trails, and yes, they do form loops.
That's fabulous.
So Janie or Alan, this is Diane. I have a question. Once I download the map for one of these trails, say the Miss Middlemore map, and it says downloaded trail on my little app, will it just stay there, or do I have to download it each time I want to go out to that area?
I don't know. We'd have to, well, if it's downloaded, I would say it's going to be there until you delete it. And this is now, this is where I think it's going to download on a phone. And this only took me about 6 months to kind of figure out. So when you download something, I can find something so easily if it's downloaded on my computer. It goes into a downloaded folder.
Right. That's why I didn't know, where does it go?
I know this, oh boy, was this ever tricky for me. So I'm going to show you. This is where I think it goes. So here's my phone. And there is an app on your phone that comes with your phone. It's called Files. It's called Files. And in this is, I think, all the stuff that you've downloaded. Okay. All right. Okay, well, Alan, thank you so much. And thank you for the work you do. We live on an enchanted island, and you play a big part in that. Thank you. Any other questions about this fabulous resource? So there is another app that is not done. I mean, it was not made on Nantucket. It's called GPS Hiker. It's an older map. It's an older app. I'll show it to you. First, I'll go to the App Store and type in GPS Hiker. Now, when you go to the App Store, the first one that comes up is an ad that company has paid for. So that is probably not the app you're looking for. Okay, so there you go. So I'm going to scroll down. It's another ad. There it is, GPS tracker. I picked this one. It's free, and it seems to work really well. I'm going to click on open. And obviously it's worldwide. And I have used it. I have, it will track where you are, and it will draw a little map and show you how many miles you went, what was your speed, how much time. You can create waypoints, and also it'll measure your altitude. So if you live off Nantucket, this is a nice one to have. You can also pay money and upgrade, which I haven't done.
What's the name of that one? Excuse me.
I will show you again in the App Store, just so you know. GPS Tracks.
Jane, does it work for skiing?
I'm sure it works for skiing.
Well, but the motion of skiing I was wondering whether it doesn't activate it versus stepping. There's a different jiggle and stuff, and I think it's the movement. It should work, but I just wonder, because when we go out skiing, we like to get the altitude and, miles
Yeah.
we put down, stuff like that, but I think it's a different sensitivity.
I think GPS tracker uses GPS, so it's not using motion. It's using the satellite information of location. Does that make
No,
sense?
it just actually knows where you are with
Yeah,
fairly accurate.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
That's
That's what
when the
I'm-
military released it. Okay.
That's that's my best guess, Jerry.
Yeah.
Best guess.
Okay.
Okay, so we're moving right along here. You can take photos and find them by location. This is another like offshoot. So let's say I'm gonna open up my photos, and you have gone on a trip, and you want to find all the photos that you took in France. Let's say that. You can open up your photos. Everything's moved around. There's photos up here. Look up there. And and I'm going to go to lot. So in photos, this is just a quick mini lesson. And Jerry, I apologize, you can't see this, but when you open a photos, there's at the bottom, there's library, for you, albums, and search. And what you want to do is you want to click on the search button here. And if you want to find your photos by location, you could just type in a location. And I have 28 photos that I took in France. So there are my photos from France. I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to say Nantucket. I have 537 photos from Nantucket. You can see Nantucket Road, Nantucket Harbor, Nantucket Marine. So all these photos, I can organize them. I can find them according to location. So when you're walking around, I don't know Middle Moors. I don't think Middle Moors. No, they don't show up here. But of course, you could just type in Nantucket, and I'll have a million of them. 2,317. So I just wanted to show you that you can find the photos that you take on your trips. And also with the app, with this Nantucket Conservation Foundation ACT Trails, you can upload photos on your, I think that's really a cool thing to do, to take a really nice photo of a walk that you're going on and share it with the community. All right, so now, any questions about this first part before we move on to the health app? All right, here we go. So, everybody counts their steps on the phone, but let's just go through this together. I'm going to go to my home screen, and there is the health app. And the way I have my phone configured is I have a folder here called Health that I made, and I have 6 apps in that one folder. I'm going to open up this folder, and these are the apps that I consider I need for my health, either physical or mental. Spotify for music, podcasts, New York Times, My Music, Audible, that means books on tape, and health. And so what you're looking for is you're looking for this app, this red heart. It's just called Health. And if you've found it, you can tap on it. And you'll notice that at the bottom of your screen, there's summary, sharing, and browse. Goes the shuttle. Let me let it go by. Okay. So right now I'm in summary, but we are going to go to browse. So let's click on browse. And these are health categories that you can add to. And under these categories, you can select your activity. So I'm going to click on my activity. And right now, just for today, I haven't done much. I've only burned 15 calories by moving, and I've stood for 1 hour, and I haven't exercised at all today. So if I click on, so here's activity, I'm going to click on this little arrow here. It's telling me this is today, but if you look up here, you can see day, week, month, 6 months, and year, a year. So if I click on the 6 month thing, you'll see that I do try to exercise a lot. So this is my average. My movement every day is 420 calories. On average, I average 55 minutes, and usually I stand 12 hours, which I find pretty easy to do. So this can motivate you. I know it motivates me. I just had a whole week where I was sick and didn't get hardly any exercise at all. But this activity area is pretty interesting. Any
Jane, how
questions?
does the machine know that you're actually sleeping? Or is it just you're lying flat or just not moving around? What triggers the sleep calculation?
I was just reading about that. If you don't have an Apple Watch, you set it manually. So you say, okay, I went to sleep, and you can do this on your phone. I think we'll get there. You can set it on your phone. I went to sleep at 11 p.m. and I woke up at 7:30. If you have an Apple Watch, it does it automatically for you.
But I guess my point is, how does it know you're actually sleeping versus lying, reading a book in bed?
Movement, your respiratory rate.
Okay.
And I think it even, your heart rate. There's one other thing they measure, oxygen level, but that's from your watch.
Yeah, your O2 saturation, right?
Yes,
That's
that's
not a
what-
very accurate calculation, by the way.
I'm sure it's not. Yeah, I'm sure it's not. So I'm going to back out of this, and then you can, if you want. I have not done the rest of this. I've just paid attention to activity. But again, there's so many things on this phone that might apply to you. It might not apply to you. But the key to not getting overwhelmed is just by picking the things that are going to help you, or the things that are going to enhance your life, not complicate it. So I don't want to make anyone feel like, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that. Well, I don't do any of this stuff, but it's all here if you want to add it. If you do have trouble with sleeping, you can go to sleep. Now, probably my sleep is pretty good. I don't have to input anything because I have my watch. It does it for me automatically. But, oh, Jerry, here you go. This is where you would add what your sleep, if you wanted to. Add data. Okay.
Janie,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've had to play catch up with an interruption. How do I get that red heart app on my desktop called Apple Health? I think it is. It went away from
You
my
have to
desk.
find it on your phone. Now, Penny, the easiest way, I think, to find it on a phone is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these gestures that Apple's always talking about, and I'm going to swipe left to right until I can't swipe anymore. Can you do that?
Yes. and
Okay.
there's-
In this search box, tap in that and type in health. Does it come up?
Where can I type? I'm not sure. where to-
Okay, let me-
Oh, at the app library.
Oh, app library will also work.
Apple.
That's the other end. That's the other way to do it. Okay, here we go.
Apple help.
Today
Yeah,
in
I
science,
went to
Oh,
the,
sorry,
I
that's
went-
something for me. Sorry, I have to turn
the
that off.
FAA says
Sorry.
SpaceX can't expand its Texas launch site.
I
That's
went
me.
to
Yeah.
the app
SpaceX
store.
must address dozens
Excuse
of
me.
environmental issues before it can upgrade Starbase in Boca Chica. The launch license
I started a podcast, sorry. Okay, I'm back. So what Penny is doing, she is swiping all the way this way, all the way, and she's getting to her app library.
Janie, I
And-
believe the health app is a preset on the phone.
It is, but
So
she
it should
can't
be
find
there.
it. She can't find it.
Okay.
So
It's not here in the app library. Oh, wait,
Okay.
it's in a tiny, I found it. It was in a huge conglomerate. Now, how do I get that back to my desktop? Just that little red heart.
Okay, what I want you to do is to take your finger and to hold it, hold it on top of the red heart
Yeah.
until it wiggles.
Yep. Oh, it went back. Okay, thank you. Thank you all.
Okay.
Excuse the interruption. I wanted to catch up.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Photo and video. Okay, so now I just lost mine, but I'll deal with it later. Okay. Now I have to find it. There it is. Okay. So I am in activity here, sleep. And let's go down to summary, browse. Okay, I'm back on browse. And I'm looking for health records. Now, we have in other classes added our COVID cards. So you can see under my health records, I have Commonwealth of Massachusetts. That's my my COVID vaccination record, I believe. Yeah, it tells me when I got my vaccinations and what kind of vaccinations they were and all that stuff. My actual vaccination card is in my Apple Wallet in here. But if you've added your vaccination information in a previous class that we've done together, you will also find the information in health under immunizations.
Jane, a question, if you're incapacitated and a doctor or some EMT shows up and they find your phone, are they normally trained to go to your phone and try to open it and see whether this information is there for their edification?
Yeah, but if it's locked, I'm not sure they can get in. I mean, I know they can't.
Right, but where would you, is there a
Emergency.
particular place that you put it on the phone such as this, where EMTs would look if they could access it?
It's a great question. I'm going to look that up. EMTs access to
An
phone.
emergency, isn't there an emergency site icon that?
Well, there is, but that's for calling, someone.
911.
Yeah, yeah. That is for calling somebody. Yes.
Can you tell them to go to your phone and look for it if you're awake? But on the
Sure,
ambulance,
of course you can, and you could give them your password or your passcode, or you can hold it up to your face.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's good thinking. Yeah.
So you open it for them and then they know where to go.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They'd know exactly where to go. If you, now this is the big if you took the time to add this information. Personally, I mean, I'm on my phone all the time. I haven't added this information. Other than my immunization, I haven't done all this stuff. but you can. It's probably a really great idea.
It's helpful with different doctors, which I've been going through this summer.
Now, I
There.
wonder what, now underneath here, I haven't looked here, Jerry, you can't see it, but there's a sharing button. I wonder if that has something to do with sharing. Let's see. You're in control, dashboard notifications. Data you share will appear in their health app. Oh, so I could share this information with my family members if I so choose, and they would have access to it. So a family member could have access to the health information you put on your phone using this sharing option. It says it's private and secure. And so I'm going to, oh, and here you go, share with your doctor. There you go. So, and probably the way they do this is you would send, you would click on this, either share with your doctor or share with someone. And I'm going to do this because I know who I want to share it with. I would probably share it with my son. There he is. I'm going to click on Max. Unable to share health data with Max. He does not have a device that can view your data. Okay. So there you go. I can't share it with Max. But that's how you
So
do it.
Janie, Janie, this is
Yes.
Bob Batachi.
Hi, Bob.
If for folks who are part of the Nantucket Cottage Hospital system and have the app from the hospital,
Yeah.
you can share that. You can set it up so that you can share that, link that to the health app. So whatever happens at the hospital will automatically share in the app as well.
Oh, excellent. Let's go to the App Store now. So I'm going to go to the App Store. Bob, you can maybe help us find that app. I imagine I look for Nantucket Cottage Hospital.
You want the Mass I think it's the Mass General Gateway.
Mass General Brigham.
Patient Gateway.
Patient
Right.
Gateway. Yeah,
Yeah, you just had it, right?
Patient Gateway. Let's
Yeah.
try it. That looks like it, right? Well, I guess I have it. Because
Yeah,
it
that's the
says
one.
open. Yep. So if I open it. Trouble logging in with Face ID, Touch ID, or passcode? Continue to Patient Gateway. Okay, so I'm going to have to log in, which I'm not going to take the time now. But,
Yeah.
and then in settings, Bob, do you connect it to health or does it connect to health automatically?
I forgot, I think you have to connect it and allow it to share, but I'm not sure exactly where you do that. It
I
might
would bet you would
be
just go to settings.
go back to the health app.
Okay, I'm going back to the health app.
And go to browse.
Health. Go to where?
Browse. Health
Browse.
app.
I'm going to go down to browse in the lower right hand.
Yeah, and go to and then go to the very bottom.
Add account. Add account.
And I think that may be it,
Okay.
because that's where they show up.
Oh, okay. I'm going to look for Patient Gateway. It's not finding it, but I may have to download that app onto my phone for it to show up. No, that's not true because I don't have these apps. That's a good question. We'll figure that one out.
Yeah, I forget how I did it, but I know it's all hooked up. And so, all the data comes over, all the complete vaccination record, that kind of stuff.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so back to the health app and back to activities. I just wanted to show you under activities, if I click on activity and scroll here, where are my steps? Trying to, oh, there they are. There are steps. So it will show you your steps right here. Today I just put my phone on. I just put my watch on right before the class. And so I've only taken 59 steps. So it does tell you how many steps you've taken so far. And I think that's the easiest way to encourage yourself. You can use an iPhone, or you can connect it to any kind of step counter. And it really is pretty motivating. Any questions about steps? Because it's a great place to start.
Motivated. I've heard people say it's addictive.
It is. It is. Depends on, what kind of personality you have. The writer David Sedaris, he is like doing 20,000 to 25,000 steps a day. And he'll get up in the middle of the night. He's written funny stories about his steps. And he's gotten up in the middle of the night and gone for a walk. Okay. All righty. Lots of good stuff here. So you can pair, I'm going to change this.
Janie, under the swimming distance, you can change that too, because you can have it be, pool exercise, aerobics. You can add a lot of different ways of measuring the exercise, and it's really handy.
And I've seen that. Show all data, units. Well, there's units that can, it's the yards or meters. I've seen that. I don't know where, but I've seen that.
It's under workout, I believe.
Workouts.
Jane, if you're not carrying your iPhone when you're swimming, and you shouldn't be, and probably not your watch, how the hell do they know?
Oh, it's your watch. You wear your watch in the pool.
Okay, and the watch is safe in the pool?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's the key to it, though. I couldn't figure out how the GPS would work on your bathing suit.
It's pretty amazing. I've been wearing my watch and gone down to the beach with my dog and walked along the water, sort of in the water, ankle deep. And my watch will come on and say, "You're swimming. Do you want to start your workout?" So it knows I'm in the water. It's not wet. It's just from GPS. It's like, oh, she's in the water. Yeah.
But it must know tides also. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, tide's near me. I have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
have
but the
that.
point is, if you're wet in the water, maybe because the tide has come up. And the fact that it can tell, it's looking at a mapping distance and can determine that is amazing.
Okay, let me show this. So you can pair an iPhone to a step counter, which is also, who has what step counters? I have an Apple Watch. I used to have a Fitbit. There's a bunch of different ones you can get. So generally what you have to do is you download, let's say you get a Fitbit or a Casio step counter or exercise counter that you wear as a watch. You download the app from the App Store and then fill in the information it requires. And then you can tap the account button and then set up a device that you're using on your phone. And it's possible that you may need to plug in your device. Maybe not. Each device is different. Or keep your phone and your device really close so they can find each other. And you might get a code on your device, like a 4-digit code. if you're using a Fitbit, 4 numbers might appear, and there will be a box on your phone where you type in the 4 numbers so they know they're talking to the right device. And that way they're synchronized and your device will send all its information to your phone. So if you have a Fitbit, if you have a Fitbit on your wrist, you'll have a Fitbit app on your phone. And they will talk to each other. Okay, so now we are on to birding apps. And my friend Trish has been very helpful in getting me started. I'm just like a tiny beginner identifying birds. And absolutely hands down, the best app going there is the Merlin Bird ID identifier. And it's just absolutely amazing. And I'm going to demonstrate it. I have Rowan and I feed the birds all winter long, and we have seen some amazing birds right out my back window. But it gives you a great focus when you're walking, especially on Nantucket. There's so
Jane,
many.
is this the Cornell app?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Hey, and say, Janie, this
Yes.
is Bob Batachi again. Before we move on to this, coming back to the issue of medical information for a first responder, you can set up your health app. You can set up your health app so that that information becomes available even on the lock screen.
I'm gonna have to find. Do you know how to do that, Bob? Or should I?
If you go into the health app and
Yeah.
right,
Browse summary sharing.
go into the summary,
I'm in summary. Okay.
okay, and click on your profile
That would be
picture.
my picture.
Yep, that one there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Click. Okay. And then where your health details, I think if you go to the medical ID,
Yeah,
medical health, yeah, it's either one of those two, health details or medical ID, health details. And that's the information. Okay, then maybe it's the next one, but there should be a spot that,
You got it.
yeah, right there, you have it. Just go back to the top.
Oh, show when locked.
What?
Enable.
Yeah, enabled. Yeah.
Thank you, Bob. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, quick review. We opened the health app. We went to summary. We were on summary. I never even thought of clicking on my picture. You might have the first letter of your name there. I don't know what you would have, but you'll have a little picture or like, J for Janie or something like that. Tap that. And that's where we got all this information. Oh, look at this. Organ donations, health checklist, health records, notifications. Wonderful. This has a lot of information. Oh, and you can export all your health data. So if you really use this app, which I have not filled in completely, but you filled it in, you could export all this health data to a new doctor, say. That's great. Thank you, Bob. Everybody get that? Good.
Did you find that under settings or?
So you open your health app, you go down, you make sure you're in summary. And then up in the right corner, what do you see on your phone? Right where my right where this little picture is. What do you see on your phone?
Jane, how do you create a picture like you have?
I can't go there right now.
Okay, but
Does anybody have something right here?
I have a little different summary, favorites, edit, show all health data, trends, highlights.
Okay, so I'm understanding that people can't find this?
It's an outline of a head. There's an outline of a head there.
There's an outline of a head. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So
I
you
have
click-
initials in that little
Great.
circle.
Thank you. So
I
do you
have a
see
fox icon.
Fox. There you go. Yep. Yep. Jerry, I'll show you how to make this little picture someday. Okay, that's what you click on in the health. And we determined that both of these, all of these things, I'm sure, are wonderful to fill in. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Now, I am looking for a great birding app here.
Merlin.
Janie,
Merlin.
Janie,
Yes.
before you switch, when you get to that medical ID, if you go all the way down to the bottom where it says below emergency access enabled, then it says share during emergency call off or on. And then your medical ID will not be shared if you call emergency services, learn more. So I suspect if it's off, you can put it on.
Where were you? Okay, so here I am in
Medical ID.
medical ID. Thank you.
And then it listed all my emergency contacts. And then keep on going down. Emergency access. Then your medical ID can be viewed.
When iPhone is locked by tapping emergency, then medical ID. On Apple Watch, press and hold the side button and drag the medical ID slider to the right. Okay. And then I have this off, share during emergency call off. Seems to me like I'd want that on. If I wanted this on, I'm going to click on edit up here in the upper right-hand corner. And this is where you would add stuff. So I am going to share during emergency call. I'm going to turn that on while I'm here. If you call emergency services, iPhone and Apple Watch can share your medical ID. There we go. And you can also delete your medical ID. Good, thank you. And then I'm going to come up here and say done. All right. Okay. Anything else before we move on to Merlin? All right. So if you are on a walk, and I'm going to find it on my phone. There it is, Merlin Bird ID. That's what it looks like. Merlin Bird ID. I'm going to click on that. And you can start your bird ID. You can get a photo, you can get a sound, or you can just explore. But I'm going to show you a cool bird I saw in my bird feeder. And I'm going to show you how I figured out what kind of bird it was. It was unusual looking. So I click on start. And I'm going to say it was Nantucket. And it automatically comes to the day. So I'll click on next. And first you pick its size. So I think I picked, it was small, but I think I picked this size. And it was kind of brown and black. And it was eating at a feeder. And it gave me all kinds of birds that I could identify. I'm going to look for the bird that I think it was. It was a mockingbird. So I'm going to click here. And you can hear the sounds of a mockingbird. Or a song. So it's mocking other birds right now. And you can see its range. Let me go back. Northern mockingbird, and then you can report with eBird. So if you click on it, it will go to your checklist. So it's a pretty fun app. It's a pretty amazing app. It's from the Cornell Bird Lab, which is a fabulous resource.
Can it identify it by its song? I'm sorry if you, can it identify the bird by song?
What you would do is I don't, you mean if you recorded it?
Okay, and because there is one called BirdNet, which will allow you to record the song, and you pick out the piece that you want to have them analyze, and it'll come up and tell you it's a house wren or it's a blue jay.
Yes, I think.
Yes, my neighbor has it in Vermont. It's available. You just hold your phone toward the bird, it records and tells you the bird. I'm not sure what the website is, but it does exist.
I think I read about BirdNet and it was highly recommended. It cost money. So when I'm as I recall, so, and it's probably worth every penny. But when I locate apps, I try to find good free apps.
I think there are a couple of versions. I think I have the free one.
Oh, good. Well, I wrote it down. I'm going to check it out. So it has a microphone. It accesses the microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool. That's really great. It's kind of like Shazam for bird calls.
Yeah. Merlin does that too, though. You can go to Sound ID and record what you're hearing, and it'll tell you what it is. Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. That's we
Fun.
have to explore that. Yes.
BirdNet will even tell you if it's a human being.
Really? That's pretty cool. And then we have, I'm going to do a new share. If you're walking, and I've used some of these, there are flowers, trees, and mushroom ID apps. I was trying to use the mushroom ID app down in over the pine forest. It was just too scary for me. No, I'm not going to take a chance. But it is fun if you see a mushroom and you really want to try. I wouldn't eat it, but if you want to try to identify it, there are some good mushroom identifiers. PlantNet and iNaturalist are the two that seem to be the highest recommended identification of flora and fauna. Would be those two. And there is an app called the ISS Spotter, and it makes it easy for you to spot the International Space Station. And you can set it up so that you get alerts on your phone, and it will tell you where in your sky to look and at what time. So you can get an alert, and you can set it for like 10 minutes before the space station is going to appear. You can get the alert. You'll be on your couch watching your favorite Netflix show, and you can jump out and run out and see the space shuttle go overhead. It's kind of cool. I mean, you don't want to do it all the time, but on a nice summer evening, it's sort of fun, especially if you have little ones around. It's pretty cool. And that's the ISS spotter. Star Walk is another favorite of mine. The important thing, I'm going to show you Star Walk, even though it's daytime here, it's going to show me the stars that are overhead right now. The important thing is to know your compass orientation. So when you're using any of these apps, so I am going to share, new share. I'm going to show you the compass. And in order for me to find the compass, I'm going to scroll to my first screen and just say compass. And I have compass under a folder called healthcare and fitness. So I'll open up my compass and I'll see that north, south, east, and west. It's opposite right now because it's coming through Zoom. So, but you wouldn't know that. So you can get your elevation on the compass, which is interesting. Didn't know I was that high in Nantucket, 20 feet, your latitude and longitude, and you can orient yourself so that when you open up Star Walk, you'll know which way you're looking. Again, this is free.
Jane, does the Star Walk look at the physical orientation of the phone? That's what tells it what to
Yeah,
show
so what
you?
you're doing is you're going up to you're holding it up over your head.
Right.
And you can see it's almost noon. The sun is almost directly overhead.
Oh, wow.
If we could see the stars now, we would be looking at Mercury and Venus, Uranus, and so when I turn my phone, it's showing me other things. Oh, there's a satellite that way up in the sky. Can't see it, but isn't that
Janie,
pretty cool?
What's the name of that app?
This is, I'll show it to you again. Oops.
6 hours.
Hello. Oh, it's sideways. Oh gosh. Hold on. I'm stuck here, guys. I'm stuck in space. There we go. It is called Star Walk. Let's look it up in the App Store. Star Walk. Again, this is not the app we're looking for. This is a paid advertisement. We have to scroll down. Here it is. Star Walk, Find Stars, Night Sky Stargazing Guide, and it's free. It's a fabulous app. Okay. Another great app, we were talking about tides. There is an app called Tides Near Me. I'm going to show it to you on my phone. Where's my phone? And I've tried a lot of apps for tides, and I really do like this one the best. I'm back in the App Store. This is the one that I like the most. Tides Near Me. Now, if you're not on Nantucket, this may not be the best one for you, but what I like about Tides Near Me is I'm going to open it, and it identifies Eel Point and Nantucket Island. So not all tides apps will do this. So I can see that Eel Point is 1.5 miles away. And if I click on Eel Point, it's just nice and big and simple. The last high tide was 6:30 in the morning, and the next low tide is noon.
There is a difference between the harbor, which is where most of the Nantucket Island tides are registered, and Cisco Beach by about 4.5 hours.
Ooh, let's check out Nantucket Island.
It turns out in Cisco Beach, because I used to like to body surf, about 4.5 hours sooner than it does in the harbor.
So here we are, Nantucket Island. I'm assuming that's Nantucket Harbor, not sure. In Nantucket, the next low tide is at noon. In town, it's 12:44. So that's pretty cool. So that is called Tides Near Me. And another one I want to show you is Pluff. Now, this is not, Starwalk is still open. This next one is much better to look at on your computer, but it is such an amazing app. If you need to find out, well, how close is the rain? I mean, look, the sky looks like it might rain, but like, really, how close is the rain? I love Pluff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Safari on my phone so I can show this to you. But again, it's better to see on a real computer. So I'm going to open up Safari and I'm going to go to Pluff. So this is not an app. This is a website and it rhymes with fluff, only it's Pluff. And it comes from Connecticut. It's called CT Precipitation. And I'm going to open it up and I'll show it to you. So I like to look at the top map here. And there's Nantucket. It's very tiny, but you can see there's rain and weather activity over here, but not around Nantucket. So you can also scroll in pretty close. And when we have a storm or weather coming our way, it frequently comes from the south and it moves along the coastline. You can tell exactly where the rain is. And sometimes you can even see like, oh, the west end of the island, it's raining, but it's still not raining in the east end of the island. So this is Pluff. I love this. I love this.
Our aviator friends and sailor friends, I guess I'm an ex-sailor, also like dark skies.
Mhm.
And that does give you the map of Nantucket with the radar showing where the recent activity is.
Let's see that, dark skies. Going to go to the App Store and do dark skies. I've heard of this one. Dark skies. Dark skies weather, $3.99.
No, we're just plain dark skies. Well,
So
okay.
dark skies. Okay, let's talk about this. Here we are. You can get it for free. But if you want all of the bells and whistles that come with it, while you're in the app, you can pay for it. But you can get something. Oh, dark skies take better pictures at night? I don't think so.
So Alice, there's a dark sky. That's different than dark skies. IES.
Try dark sky.
Dark sky, just Y. Yeah. I think that's the one people.
Yeah. No, Diane's right. I just looked at our, we've
There
had
it
it for
is.
a couple of years, but
That's it, dark sky weather.
right.
Yeah.
But I didn't think we paid for it. I thought it was.
I have a wonderful app called My Radar that shows all the satellite view of storms over the island and where they're coming from. My Radar.
Does it look like this?
Yep, it's free.
Yeah. So here's another example of an app that you can get and use for free. But if you want the full featured version or without advertisements, you can probably pay some money for it. That's great. Oh, here's
Shows-
one, storm tracker. That might be interesting.
Yeah, I don't experience ads on my radar.
Mhm.
It just shows the location and what's going on in green, and everything's gone out to sea.
Mhm. A lot of people, I think, used to use WeatherBug.
I like Wonderground. My
Underground
techie,
is good. Now,
my-
our tax dollars are paying for this. Weather radar, this is the NOAA forecast and live rain report. And I believe that this is where all those other weather apps get their information. I think they all get their information from NOAA. And obviously this is free. It's like, it's supported by the government. Still. Okay, so there's a lot of cool weather things. What else did I think of? Oh, here is a fun one. This is a pretty fun one. Let me change this. You can amaze your friends and family with this one. It's
oh
called
my God.
Flight Aware. Where is that plane going? So do you see that plane up in the sky? Where did it take off from? Where is it headed?
Unbelievable.
It's
Also
called,
tells you the type of plane.
it does. So let's see if we can find it.
You know, the Boeing 767 out of Cairo going to Kennedy. It's incredible.
It's pretty crazy. All right, let me find this for you. Okay, so it's called Flight Aware. There we go, Flight Aware. And this is the one that I use. I'm going to open it and show you to safely help support it. Ask app not to track. Oh, I might have to update this. All righty, so here we are. Right now, there's a plane that took off from Nantucket and looks like it's going to New Bedford. I wonder where this plane is going. No, it's not giving me information. Okay, let's find another plane. Okay, so this plane is coming from Hyannis. It's traveling 178 miles an hour. It's at 2,600 feet. And it looks like it's coming to Nantucket. More details, yep. Barnstable, Nantucket, Barnstable Airport, more details. I don't want this. Oh, here we go. Yes, it's a Beechcraft Bonanza. Piston single engine tail number. And
Jane, is this a line of sight piece of technology? You aim your phone at the plane,
no.
or it just knows what aircraft are in the air around you?
And you give it, I think you have to download like the area. Like it gave me two choices when I first opened it up, New Bedford or Nantucket. And I tapped on Nantucket. So
That may come out of the FAA then.
Is that what does it come out of the FAA?
Well, I think they're the ones that run the tracking, you know, air traffic control and stuff, so.
Yeah, you can get a lot of information on this one.
And what was the name of that one again? This is Flight
It's
Aware?
called Flight Aware.
Okay, got it.
Flight Aware. Okay, what else do Oh, and then there's another app called My Altitude, which is kind of a fun app. If I go to the app.
Flight Aware will tell you where your plane was the day before, the day after. If it's a like daily flight, it'll tell you if it's usually on time or if it's delayed.
Oh, that would be helpful to know.
It even tells you, I always check my son, it tells you like how long you're gonna sit at the gate. Like,
Wow. See, I haven't traveled in so long that I've forgotten all this stuff. It's really sad. Okay, so the next one I wanted to bring to your attention is called My Altitude. Very simple. It will tell you your altitude and your location information. It's a little geeky. So My Altitude is an app and it's free. And what this is saying is we use advertising to make sure that we can keep this app free for users just like you. To make sure that the ads you see are relevant and interesting, we need your permission to track you across apps and websites owned by other companies. This is kind of like, just like, do you want to give that information away? I always say no. So I'm going to ask the app not to track. This is a feature that Apple has built in to any app that is on the Apple App Store. And all the apps really got angry about it. So what they're doing is now they have to ask your permission if they're allowed to track you across other apps, which used to just happen before automatically. But I'm going to say to the app, no, please don't track me. So here I am, it says I'm at 23.31 feet. And there's my latitude and longitude. And with rising sea level, it is kind of good to know your height. Your height. Clore, just as out of curiosity, do you happen to know your elevation mid-island?
No, I don't.
Okay. Just
What is it on the weather? Would it be on the weather?
No, it's on this app called My Altitude, but it's okay. Does anybody want to share their altitude? Has anybody been able to open it?
I'm 268 meters, but I can't figure out how to shift it to.
Meters. I would go to
Oh, here it is. I got it. 880 feet.
880 feet. What area are you? You're not on Nantucket.
Minnesota. Yeah.
There you go. 880 feet. Yeah. Just curiosity, you know. All righty. Then the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is listening to lots of people. Now you have to be careful here. You have to, you know, you can't put on headphones or ear pods and go out for a walk and not pay attention to the traffic. But a lot of people, you'll see they're out walking on the bike paths or along the beach, and they either have headphones on or their ear pods. And it is a very pleasant way to listen to music, listen to your book, your audio book, or listen to a podcast and get your exercise in. And some people, in order to encourage their exercise, they will have a favorite podcast that they really want to listen to, but they will only allow themselves to listen to it if they're walking. So it really increases the motivation to get your steps in, which I thought was a really clever, like, behavior modification way to encourage yourself to exercise a little bit more. And this, I think everybody knows how to find podcasts, but just in case you don't, show you. I have under my health, in my health folder, I have that little purple circle, And those are my podcasts. And we do a whole class about podcasts, but you can open them up. And just to start you off, I would go open up podcasts and then go to browse and try to find something that appeals to you. There's just thousands of really cool podcasts that may intrigue you. Getting to the end here. Oh, and then I just want to end with this. There is a website I'm going to show you called Board Panda. It's by this group called Board Panda, and they have do this new share. I've showed you this before. They have this thing that they do where people will post photos out their front window. And there are some amazing photos in here. So this is one of elephants. And these are the northern lights in Alaska. There's a moose in Canada. Beautiful sky in Arizona. So this is just, here's one. That's their view from their only window. And there's a koala up a tree. So you can, there's so many things. I'm going to stop this share. That's the link is in the notes. And okay, stop share. There we go. The link is in the notes, and that's the class. So does anybody have any questions or suggestions or anything they want to share? All right. I think we're good. So I hope that you get some fresh air today on Nantucket. It's a gorgeous day. And I'm going to go pick up my granddaughter. We're probably going to go down to the beach and where we can get to the beach and see, maybe we'll see some whales. I hear that there are whales out there. Oh, look at that little baby. Hey, little sweetheart. Look at you. So cute.
This is the cranky twin. The other one is sound asleep.
Yes, we have one that sleeps and one that's cranky too. Oh, so
It's not me.
How old?
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Boy or a girl?
2 girls.
2 girls. What is her name?
This is Elena and the other one is Luna.
Oh, I love the name.
Maybe that's why Luna, she was looking at your star app and she was happy.
Oh, I would definitely buy Never Too Young. 4 months. So that's what we're heading toward. Our twins are 2 months. That's great. No, Elena. Well, thank you, everybody. Oh, something's in the waiting.
Thank you, Janie, for opening new worlds to us.
Oh, you're welcome. And any suggestions, for future classes, just let me know, and we'll put it on the calendar, and I'll see.
How about your future singing at Children's Beach? When is that again?
My band is playing on Alice. Thanks. My band is playing Sunday at Children's Beach. There is a series of concerts. I think it's called Summer Breeze Concerts, and there's usually a live music every Sunday night at Children's Beach at 6 o'clock. So hopefully my voice will be a little bit better by Sunday. But the name of my band, I didn't think of this one, but it's a new name. I think it's so funny. It's called Moby Dick and Jane. And I thought, oh, and everybody in the band said, yeah, that's a fun name. We're going to like it. Yeah, so it's Moby Dick and Jane, and we're playing Sunday at 6 at Children's Beach. So bring your chairs if you feel like it.
Great.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have a great
Thank
day. All righty, bye.
Bye-bye.